I'm Eric at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and this is Florida Natural Farming. So today I'm at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and it's just freaking amazing. It's like all this diversity of plants that I planted, and the ones that showed up on their own, and the trees that were here. Has all this information that when working collectively as one excites your senses, so your smell, your sight, and your emotions. The emotions are basically the heart resonating with the electromagnetic field of all these beings. It's like a beautiful place to be, and I realize how much I love it when I'm here walking around outside here, and I don't have to stress over anything, but it is for sale, and we're getting ready to reintroduce it at the price that we thought it would sell for, 1,780,000, I guess. And it's worth every cent. It's a place that instills health and happiness unto us when we walk through it. It's beautiful. Eat the fruit from it. It's all this ginger. So young people really don't have the money for this, most young people, and they're the type of people that are into natural farming, regenerative farming, true regenerative farming, and they have to make money. So all this ginger came from one 1-gallon pot that I bought. The ginger that looks alike, all along the driveway, all along the road, and it's just came from one 1-gallon pot. And I just keep planting a little bit, and after a few years it looks like this, and you don't have to water it. Supposedly this is not possible to do in Florida. It's never been watered, never been connected to water, never needed water, ever. I shear it with a hedge trimmer. It's pretty easy, it's not that hard, and then I mow the path. It's freaking beautiful here. Getting ready to give a farm tour. I always enjoy giving farm tours. People seem so motivated and excited after they come here, and I always enjoy sharing their excitement. Oh, I just did a mango video, and I'm gonna post it first, but I couldn't find the fruit when I was doing the video on this seedling sugarloaf mango that, here it is, here's fruit. I see fruit, yes. I see multiple fruits. I just couldn't see it when I was looking for it. 7 years from seed, dry farmed. And my experience with sugarloaf in the past is it hasn't been ultra productive. This is the first year this fruited, and I don't see any powdery mildew, and I see lots of fruit. And sure, the flower buds aren't as big, but I think it takes time to get those huge flower buds or panicles that we have on our other mangoes that were in our mango 2025 video. But I imagine this whole thing is gonna bloom. Oh, I love it. Sugarloaf has been one of my favorite mangoes. So I need to look at the Platonia insignis because I keep forgetting to look at it. There's an achachuro. I've checked all but one of my other large achachuros because our big one is flowering again. It's gonna fruit, and we have several other trees that we have about 500 achachuro trees. Most of them planted from seed, but we have about 5 or 6 that are just on the cusp of fruiting size. So this year or next year is what I expect. But I haven't seen anything yet. Here's the Platonia insignis. Thank God. You know, this is such a good looking fruit. Go onto YouTube and look it up. What do they call it? Some name for it, which I should know, but I don't know it. But it's a really good fruit, and it does just fine, just like everything else, growing naturally without being watered. I've never connected any of our seed-grown, well, I take that back. I connected our Luke's Garcinia to the artesian drip during the 9 months that we actually put a well in and connected most of our grafted trees to an artesian drip. And it ended up killing trees and causing disease in our bananas. So we stopped it and never went back. It was mostly because of the wrong pH of the water. And it was flooding out biology probably that functions better under drought stress. But definitely the wrong pH. It prevented the uptake of calcium, guaranteed. And once you disrupt that cycle, you can't get the, just causes cell death. You need the biology. Here's that biggest, it's pretty big. It's definitely 2 feet. Or 20 inches probably. Mangostana. I was surprised these licula palms, they can grow up there underneath the oak canopy. Do just fine. I'm surprised. Florida is different than other areas. When it gets 26 in Florida, it's just a very temporary thing. Usually, at least when you go south, it's temporary. Further you go south. What is that? I had some other Garcinias over here, but I can't see them. But I'm sure they're there. So this looks like a mangostana, but I don't think it is. Here's some other Garcinias. Lindero and Sharapoo. Macrophylla, Duaker, Dulcis. Cacao's looking good. We've been getting rain. It's rained every day I've been here. I love it. At night. This is the Dulcis. Smells so good here. There's Garcinia latissima. Supposedly this Noclea latifolia does, you could root it pretty easily and you stick it in the ground. Cutting. At least so far, I haven't heard otherwise. I'm not doing it, but I could. If I remember, I have to freaking get a bunch of stuff, gingers, to landscape my ups and downs farm. In case somebody buys this. If they don't, oh well. It's not really a problem. It's pretty easy and it's beautiful. Just one of us has to come down here, which we've been able to do. It's actually not that far. It's a nice 3-hour drive. Don't have to go through Orlando. So that's nice. It's that Garcinia. It's a sweet lemon drop. Fruits once a year. Hybrid. So Achachir Earl. So I keep looking for this Oz turkey mulberry from my friend Frank. Fire ants, yeah, they like to move into piles. That's why I put the piles up at Ups and Downs Farm. Because it works well here, you know, the micro piles of compost. Usually next to a banana along the path, like right here. And then, because this was compacted ground, the ground's compacted, so then the fire ants move in there and they stay off the path, thank God. And you can see where they're at. The biology moves into the plants. Mm-hmm. So my friend Frank was like wondering how this works or why it works so good, and I was like, it's because they're all invasive species. So when you have all these plants that aren't native to here, these fruit trees, which are high sugar fruit trees, you know, they probably got quite the party going on in their root system, and in their DNA is used to working with biology, because most of them are from South America or China. They haven't been, or, you know, Asia, and they haven't been grown and mass produced under industrial farming methods. So their biology is still fairly good. And this is when you get them as seed, this is a seed grown Garcinia hambroniana, or celebica, I guess it's called also. At least that's how it appears to me. But this is female flowers and have fruit on them. And this fruited last year. It has a really long fruit time on it, so it's just starting up. And I can see it's going to be long, because I think our fruit was ready in late summer last time. It didn't flower until later, but lots of fruit. I love this fruit. I love the Garcinias. I don't know why, but I just do. I love them. I love the mangoes when I'm eating them. It's going to be a good mango year. So all these Garcinias, this is the Garcinia gardneriana. So with the long nipple on it. It's got fruit on it still. I'm leaving some fruit on here for my farm guy coming by. My YouTube people. That one's gonna be good. That's a good fruit. It's got flowers on it. These pretty much, Garcinia is pretty much fruit nonstop, I've noticed. All without being watered. So these fruit trees are all invasive species, and basically that's how the soil looks at them. And I've been planting them here for a long time and working on the soil and staying off the soil. You know, it was compacted. And the native foliage, like the oak trees and stuff, doesn't usually have the same diversity as the invasive species, like the pepper tree. So the pepper tree has a greater diversity than the native oak trees here. So it's because they bring the party to Florida. So they bring their own biology with them, and they're already growing, adapted and growing in this oak forest system from all these little oak trees that are around here. And so this probably doesn't colonize any more biology, because it just uses its indigenous biology that's worked for a long time. But this probably harvests the biology from that tree and the fungi, definitely, that connect them all. They're very medicinal. This place, when I said this place healed me, this is Garcinia brasiliensis. And so yeah, they got the party going on downstairs. That means they got to have huge, high nutrient density, because the diversity of the biology is the diversity in the nutrients. And can't have one without the other. That's why people that apply rock dust, I just don't understand them. Why would you take the chance of introducing a pollutant, heavy metals, into your system when in Florida, stuff grows? It grows, baby. So I've seen lots of jackfruit. I saw one on this is that male Garcinia hombromiana tree. Look at all these flowers. The male trees are gorgeous. See, they're different. They appear like they're a female at first because it looks like there's a fruit on them. Come on, behave, camera. There. It looks like there's a fruit right in the center, but there isn't. So it's so deceptive. And then people think you can graft a female branch onto this and get all these to produce fruit. I didn't think so. The female carries the eggs, people, in the Garcinias. You don't need a male. And you don't need a male to get productive or seeds that germinate. I know. I've been doing this for a while. That's why staying here isn't a problem, because it really makes me smart. I could tell a huge difference in how I think here compared to how I think in Citra. And it has to do with, well, I totally believe that intelligence is outside your body in morphic fields. Morphic resonance is information. So when you're here, and it totally makes sense, because when you're up there, you have one system. You have a monocrop oak forest, because they removed all the understory, all of it, and sprayed weed killer around the trees and stuff like that, and around the property. And you have a few weeds and grasses in the mowed lawn up there. But here, when you have animals that cross through, but they mostly cross through at night. It's not like, there's lots of birds there. So, but here you have the old growth oak, and you have all these other plants. So your intelligence, just because you've got more diversity that's triggering signals that you're picking up, which are thoughts, makes you smarter if you're perceptive to acknowledging all the beings here. The tree people, the grass people, the frog people, the heliconia people, the banana people, the ginger people, the Garcinia people, the butterfly people, the bird people, the pigeon pea people, the oak tree people, the weed people. So look at this jackfruit. Orange Crush finally got fruit on it. I knew it would do it this year. This is where I tied little Romy up last year because it never flowered, and it's got some big fruit on it now finally. Ah, yes. Usually once the jackfruit gets big fruit on it, it doesn't drop them. And this tree flowered for the first time last year, and so this year it flowered huge. So this year it's setting fruit. Yay. I love it. I want to look at my Garcinia madruno. Frank was here and I ate some fruit off of it, but I sent some seeds with Frank, but it's flowering again. So, or still, just keeps going. It just never stops. And it's got a lot of flowers on it. It's got little fruit on it. It's got yellow fruit on it. It's got that one that's elderly over there I'm gonna get later. I just want to look at it when somebody else is here. And the fruit's pretty good size. I gave Frank the big seeds, but there's still some left. And yes, I love this tree. Thank you, little tree. The tree people, the madruna, the chirichuela. Chirichuela. Kizar mango. Everything's got a flower on it. Boy, some of those trees in the back, they're huge. These are the mangoes that, when it got 31 degrees, like I guess it was 3 winters. I keep saying 2, but it was 3 winters now. They all thankfully came back above the graft, and they're all flowering really good this year. I don't know who that is. This one froze over here too. This is a Adamoya. It's pretty good size finally. This one. Got big flowers on it. Pretty sure it's gonna have fruit. Boy, the ground is like so soft. Plus all the life that's in the fluffy soil also boosts your intelligence. I believe. I didn't go over here and look at this. This is a Juliet, I believe. And this is a big Inga cinnamonier, the Brazilian ice cream bean. This is a custard apple. It's a Miko lemon. Ginger, of course. I need to see where I can get some ginger at. And I think maybe I can get some from in here without causing too much issues. Maybe I'll leave it in here. This is the Namdak Mai. It's just starting to flower. I guess it's been flowering. It's got lots of fruit on it. Yeah, it's so nice not to have to get into the dogmatic problem of fright because you don't know how to grow a tree, or you think you know how to grow a tree. I don't know what it is. It's one or the other. Maybe it's both. So here's the Florigon mango. Got lots of fruit on it. It's going to be a good mango year. I can spot a good mango year. Didn't drop any of this fruit with the heavy rains we've been getting, thank God. Hopefully it will remain that way. Air smells so divine. It's the longans. Longans, they got flowers on them. Finally getting big. See lots of longans coming up, little tiny seedlings. Miko lemon. There's another longan. I used to have a path through here, but you know what? The ground is so spongy, I'm glad I stopped doing the path here, because these weeds will all disappear now that it's getting more shady. So the sugar apples, of course, do not have any leaves right now. For some reason here, the sugar apples always lose their leaves in the winter. So they'll be snapping out of it soon. Mm-hmm. Can we say pretty? Yeah, see this sugar apple's coming too. Look at that seedling guava. That's definitely size of fruiting size. That's right there is a ginberry. So yeah, can you imagine all the air layers of plants that you could do here? I bet you could air layer achachiro, maybe. You'd have to be able to. But they grow so well from seed. Boy, the mangoes smell good. Look at the cashew. There's a lot of cashew that are all doing very well. This is the Inga cinnamoniae also. Ice cream, Brazilian ice cream bean. It's a cepadilla, a Hasia cepadilla. This is a Super Julie that has fruit all over it. Yeah, when the rains came, it washed away a lot of the stuff so that you could see the fruit, which is nice because they were so laden with flowers. Boy, look, it's going to be such a good year. Oh no. I called it though. I said this is going to be Fruitmageddon for mangoes this year, and I am looking at this tree here. Come on. There you go. Is there fruit on it? Yes. 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 Okay. Fruit? Yes. 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 Yeah, there's fruit. Yes. Oh, thank God. More mangoes is better than less. That's why, I always complain about doing the fruit sales, but I have kind of figured the mangoes out, and I could harvest them. Now, our mangoes, they all bloom in unison, and I know that's weird, I guess, but that's how they do it because it's one system, and a lot of them are on this exact same rootstock, so of course they're going to have the same triggers. And probably with the exchange of information instantaneously, because it's a connected system, that's what triggers the early, mid, and late season to bloom all at once. Because they've always done that here. Last year was a little different. Last year, the mangoes bloomed like 5 to 6 times. This is one that froze. This is a sweet tart mango. It has fruit on it. If people get confused and think that this is like not as good as wood chips, but it's because you can't see everything that's there that makes it better, more complicated. Wood chips, you know what's there, wood chips. Is there wood chips under there? I don't know. What's the soil look like? Well, I know it looks really good and it's aggregated, and that's how things look. It's a continuous feeding of herbs and grasses, fruit trees, and native trees to the soil. Wood chips don't do that. But I've used wood chips. I started off using wood chips. It didn't work with dry farming that well. Not as good as the weeds. The weeds in the tree, when the tree is adjacent to weeds, it always survives. But the tree that you pull the weeds from around the tree of the dry farm seedling always died for me. So if you pull all the weeds from around this little 6-inch tree when you're trying to dry farm and put wood chips down, the tree usually would die, the small tree. A lot of times the big ones can make it, like the mangoes all make it. Citrus seems to make it. But some of the other ones are a little more sensitive. But I never planted any seedling mangoes, so that's maybe why I didn't. But I did plant seedling citrus. I'm gonna look at this achachiro tree over here that I said was the only one I didn't check. This thing got knocked over by the, which I didn't think was possible with achachiros, but it knocked that tree over. I think a little tornado whipped through here and it knocked this tree over. It's a Florigon tree. I'm not even worried about Florigon not producing. They always produce. They're super good mangoes. I love them. Yeah, there's lots of fruit on this tree. Yay, it's gonna be a good year. So this tree was our biggest one. I never connected it to water. I never, well, aside from our fruiting tree. This was the second biggest tree. And it got covered in weeds. That probably contributed to it falling over because it couldn't, like, air couldn't move through it. So, but it's the only one I never connected to water because it was, you know, we got it from nursery. It was one of the trees we connected to water for 9 months. But after a year and a half of not having them on water. So we planted them, never gave them water for a year and a half, and then connected them to water because they weren't growing. They had wood chips around, they just weren't growing. And my partner freaked out. Oh, what about all the trees? And I'm like, that's okay. So we put a well in, connected some stuff to water for 9 months and started killing stuff, and stuff still wasn't growing. So I said, you're gonna have to trust me on this. So we just stopped. But we didn't connect everything to water. We didn't connect bananas to water, but they got the effects from watering. We didn't connect mangoes to water. So nothing around here was watered, but stuff that black sapote was. And I never watered any citrus, so they weren't. And the mangoes, I never watered anything. But it was enough to change the soil, or the pH of the soil. Screwed the system up. I see a seedling mango. I love it. Yay. Planted a lot of cashews in here, but I don't see them coming up. There's a seedling mango. There's an achachiro in here somewhere. I know. Where are you? Little achachiro. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I planted garcinias in there, seeds. Boy, I can see the fruit on this mango now. Look at it. Oh God, I'm not stressing over fungal diseases. Of course, trees are more sensitive to all these energies that are flowing around because they don't move. So their environment is totally dependent on the quality and the complexity of where you place them. Complexity creates intelligence, and that means intelligence of your system or your fruit tree, the tree people. the biology that supports them. Yeah. It's gorgeous here. I love it. I could just roam around here and eat fruit. Oh, the star fruit is to die for this year. Or now, finally. I guess probably it always has been. I just didn't pay that close attention to it. But I like it. This is the orange sherbet. It's got fruit on it. I wonder if this... Oh, definitely. Wow. Mango blooms, baby. They're so beautiful. The air is just laden with perfume. Don't see no bugs on it yet. Oh yeah, I see some flies. It's early morning, so that's why. Peach cobbler. It's always been a good producer for us, even at 3 gallons. I want to go look at this big MB tree with the weird giant leaves on it, seedling that I planted, and then wind the video up. There's a seedling mango. It's a dwarf coconut. There's an ackee tree in here somewhere. I know it's there. There's a bunch of stuff in here, cacao and lots of garcinias, several cacao. But I direct sowed a bunch of different types of garcinias here. And one MB stood out to me. There's an achachiro. Yeah, looks good. It's a bunch of different garcinias. There's that MB. Looks more like something else. I'll go up there. There's a Luke's Garcinia. There's achachiro and what is it? The Garcinia Chirapoo, Brazilian Chirapoo, and Lindero and Luke's. Intermediate probably. Look at this. This is an MB tree. It looks like something. I mean, the leaves are huge. Leaves are like, compared to my other ones, I mean, they're big. I saw something else over here, but of course I'm not going to be able to find it on the fly. There's a citrus. This tree got lost branches from the hurricane, so that's an issue. But boy, that achachiro tree looks good. There's a big achachiro right over there. I checked to see if it was flowering. I'm going to end it at my Garcinia since I've been talking about achachiro and Brazilian Chirapoo and Garcinia macrophylla do acre, and Lindero, Latissima, all those expensive seedlings, Mangostana. There's a cashew. There's a Luke's. Mexican Garcinia, Mexican mangosteen. Purple mangosteen, of course, is Mangostana. That's the true mangosteen. It's the achachiro, the Bolivian mangosteen. This is the Ingus spectabilis. It's covered in spent flowers. It's rather jungle-like in here. Here's that big fruiting achachero. See how the armadillos have gone through here and disturbed the soil where I had compost? So I put a lot of compost, or you know, my daily manure around here, which we don't do anymore. I stopped doing it in October. So we don't have to worry about worrying about any of those rules about the application of manure and fruit anymore, because we don't apply anything. So it's got lots of flowers on it, this achachero. See them? Just starting. Has a long fruit period, several months. Anyway, I'm Eric, and this is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. And probably going to post this when I'm back up in Ups and Downs Miniature Zebu Ranch, but it's really good to be here. I love walking amongst this splendor and this miracle of life that came together in this amazing spot. And so I'm cherishing every chance I get to walk through here. But because it's for sale, and probably Monday, I guess, it's going to go live. I thought it was going to go live sooner, but we're having the terrazzo tiles resanded, or whatever, restored. So they're brand new, look brand new, and you know, in the sunroom. And we're doing that Tuesday. So it's never-ending work here. Mostly cleaning and horrible work, but outside is like the complete opposite. So it's really nice. You know, it's like sitting there cleaning indoors in totally sterile white environment, you know, devoid of any personal effects in there, and then come out here and it's just sensory overload of fantastical fruit trees. I love it. Love it. And other plants. Now I gotta dig some up.